Oh, we've got every NFL team's best and worst free agent signing. Let's start with the Falcons. Best, not getting Deshaun Watson. Worst, not getting Deshaun Watson and then trading Matt Ryan. Worst, also timing. Mike Davis tweeting, "Massage is much needed," the day his team was interviewing Deshaun Watson. Worst, improving your secondary with Casey Hayward while your mission is clearly to tank. Pray to Christ for Bryce or disappoint the crowd for Stroud. Best, Atlanta, you may have reversed the curse in the Matt Ryan trade. You got a third rounder, which was the 82nd pick overall. If you flip that backwards, it's 28-3. It's 28-3. You reversed the curse. I criticized you, but you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. There's hope, Atlanta. Hey, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Today's episode is sponsored by Blue Block's Blue Light Glasses. As a YouTuber, I spend most of my day in front of a computer, sometimes up to 14 hours staring at a screen, carefully crafting my next joke that will fall flat. And then I started to notice that by the end of the day, my vision was blurred and nearly worse than my jokes. And that's why I tried Blue Block's Blue Light computer glasses. While they won't mitigate the pain of watching your favorite football team lose, my eyes felt better and my vision was noticeably clearer by the end of the day. I chose Blue Blocks specifically for their quality and comfort, which is key when they're on your face all day, especially for a non-glasses wearing person. Unlike other brands, Blue Blocks invested in the science of their lenses, which is why they work so well, and they come in prescription and non-prescription options, and now have blue light bulbs and red light therapy devices and sleep masks that block out 100% of the light. So go to blueblocks.com/thatsgoodsports and use my coupon code thatsgoodsports at checkout to get 20% off. Blue Block ships worldwide, and again, that's BLUBLOX.com/thatsgoodsports, or just click the link below and make sure to use the code thatsgoodsports to get 20% off your order. The Cowboys' worst, the Zeke Elliott contract, costing Dallas Amari Cooper, Randy Gregory, and Lyle Collins in one offseason. Best, locking down DeMarcus Lawrence for another 3 years at just $40 million. The Colts' best, somehow improving both your second and third round draft picks via the Carson Wentz trade and upgrading your quarterback position by landing Matty Ice, who apparently will be bringing indoor weather into Lucas Oil Stadium. Worst, losing guard Mark Glowinski. 49ers' best, adding corner Charvarius Ward, who is probably the third best available corner after J.C. Jackson and Carlton Davis. His biggest sin was trying to cover Jamar Chase, but since 2019, he's allowed the lowest completion percentage in the NFL, according to the Football That Focuses on the Pros. Worst, losing some interior push with DJ Jones and Laken Tomlinson leaving. Honorable mention for worst, still having Jimmy Garoppolo and not knowing what the to do with him. The Browns' best, trading for receiver Amari Cooper and only giving up a 5th round pick. Worst, giving Deshaun Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million contract. Seriously, a 22-time alleged sexual predator gets the most guaranteed money in NFL history? Congrats, Cleveland. You just removed any argument any NFL team will ever have to not give a quarterback fully guaranteed contracts. Wait, that actually might be a good thing. Bills' worst, losing corner and denim mogul Levi Wallace. Would have been my answer until J.D. McKissick, who agreed to sign with the Bills, pulled a Randy Gregory and changed his mind and went back to the Commanders. This is really just a worst for McKissick, not the Bills. Thinking taking handoffs from a hot dog is better than taking handoffs from Josh Allen is like thinking eating a hot dog is better for extending your life than being rich. Good luck, JD. Best. I really like Isaiah Mckenzie coming back for Buffalo and defensive lineman Tim Settle, a nice under-the-radar move, but Signing my man Von Miller could be what takes Buffalo all the way this time! 6 years, 120 mil for Miller. At least half of that money is fake, but it makes my guy Von look good, and that's all I care about. And I hope now that Von does this to Russell Wilson, and it costs the Bills the AFC Championship game against the Broncos. Steelers best, shoring up the secondary with the aforementioned former Buffalo corner, Levi Wallace, and plugging a hole in the offensive line with James Daniels. Now I'll mention getting Miles Jack as well on the cheap, just so I can say the Steelers' 2 best moves were Jack Daniels. Worst, signing Mitch Trubisky, and I like Mitch. I love the move, but making a strong move at quarterback only to still have the worst quarterback in the division, that's tough sledding. Texans, a living meme gets the best use of a meme by Laramie Tunzel, who was way too enthusiastic to return to the Texans.
I'm not fucking leaving!
The real best move, though, was bribing the grand jury in Houston to clear Watson of the criminal charges so they could stockpile 3 first-round draft picks. Worst? Well, it's just a matter of time before they trade 2 of those first-round picks for running back Christian McCaffrey. My Broncos best? Not having to be the baby bitch boys of the AFC West anymore after trading for quarterback Russell Wilson, our savior. Stealing directly from Jerry Jones and the Randy Gregory heist was fun, but damn, I love that the Broncos literally started acquiring guns to win the AFC West arms race. Oh, you're literally gonna die, Raiders, Chiefs, and Chargers. Worst, thinking about how much more than the $230 million guaranteed the Broncos are gonna have to pay to keep Russell Wilson one day. Okay, maybe we need to add a right tackle, but shout out to Awfully Great, who noticed the same thing I did in the Russell Wilson Broncos video.
How things going?
Good, welcome.
Yes, sir.
Everything going good?
Made me stutter, pin up friends.
I'm ready too, man. It's been a minute, man. Damn.
Chiefs best, bringing in former Texan safety Justin Reed and getting another quality receiver in Juju Smith-Schuster who plays his best football when he's the number 2 target in the passing game. Worst? Losing Tyreek Hill, you fucking idiots. You could have every pick in the first round of the draft and you still wouldn't be able to replace Tyreek Hill. Everyone else in the AFC West is getting much, much better, and you're staying the same. They're like the strongest senior walking into day 1 of weightlifting class, only to see 2 sophomores spent every day over the summer adding gains while you were playing video games, and who the hell is this new senior that transferred over from Washington? He's pretty jacked too. Raiders best, signing Chandler Jones to try and keep pace in the AFC West arms race. Bester, getting rid of their first-round picks for Davante Adams. Again, this is a good thing that they got rid of those picks. First-round picks literally make the Raiders worse. Worst? Cutting the one guy who was actually bringing arms to the arms race.
Real deal kill you.
Chargers best, getting Khalil Mack without giving up a first-round pick. Worst? Sorry, LA, I don't think J.C. Jackson can actually cover Davante Adams or Jerry Jeudy. Seahawks best? The Drew Lock versus Baker Mayfield QB competition? Worst, giving up a franchise Hall of Fame quarterback is generally frowned upon. Thinking the 12th man wants to show up on Sundays and blow out their vocal cords to watch a 70-year-old fucking man chew gum. Oh, good job, Seattle. Rams best, adding Allen Robinson, receiver, who finally gets a great quarterback, and also getting a pick for Robert Woods. Worst, you idiots, you let an all-decade guy from the 2010s walk? Obviously, I'm talking about punter Johnny Hekker. One of the best to ever boot it. Other worst, not being able to bring back some guy named Von Miller, but worstest, Sean McVay slacking in the gym ever since winning the Super Bowl. His pecs are down at least 2 bra sizes. I noticed, Sean. Cardinals best, Probably signing cornerback Jeff Gladney, who was released after 1 year in Minnesota and subsequently found not guilty on charges of assault. If you multiplied his accusations by 21, it's still fewer than Deshaun Watson. Worst, failing to replace Christian Kirk with the veteran receiver. It's really just a matter of time before Julio joins the Cardinals, isn't it? Titans best? Keeping Harold Landry and Ben Jones, who was clearly the best Jones on the Titans last season. The late add of Robert Woods, though, is one of my favorite value moves for any team this offseason. I love Bobby Trees. Worst? Losing guard Roger Saffold to the Bills. Always tough to lose a good player and make an AFC rival better. Jaguars best? Doing a lot. Making a legitimate attempt to help out Trevor Lawrence by adding Pro Bowl guard Brandon Scherf was your best move. Worst? $21 million a year for a wide receiver who's never had a 1,000-yard season. But still not the highest paid Kirk in the NFL, so that's good. The Athletic article about Urban Meyer, though, is making overpaying for a wide receiver seem like a positive. Employing an NFL coach who didn't know who Aaron Donald was is like working on Wall Street and not knowing what greed is, or how to use cocaine to help you get through the day. So you're improving, Jacksonville. Ravens, savviest signing, right tackle Morgan Moses, to an insanely cheap 3-year, $15 million contract. Moses can part the defense, is a very solid right tackle, and most importantly, durable. Baltimore could be the most improved team just by getting all of their injured players back in 2022. I also like the Marcus Williams signing. Baltimore brought in Moses and a Saint to pair with their former Cardinal, making this the holy trinity of the offseason. Worst? Almost, but not quite re-signing Zadarius Smith. You can probably thank the Von Miller deal for that, or your general manager for forgetting the no take-backsies clause. Bengals best? Getting not 1, not 2, not 3, but getting 3 new offensive linemen to protect Joey Burrow's soul for the upcoming season. You won the Lyle Collins sweepstakes after Burrow closed the deal with a lavish dinner for the tackle attended by the 2 new guards since he claimed in Alex Kappa and Ted Gass. Worst? Not bringing CJ Uzama back. Realizing that I will never get to watch that man take a bath in Skyline Chili is the greatest football disappointment of the offseason. Maybe BJ Hill will take his place. Packers best? Obviously, the Aaron Rodgers extension. Really worked out for me because he sent me his jacket. But I thought it was really impressive they were able to re-sign Preston Smith. You can't lose 2 Smiths in one offseason. Also, they brought back everyone. Preston, Tunyon, Campbell, Rasul, so just an overall win for Green Bay there. Their worst move by far is not being able to work out a long-term deal with Devontae Adams, or even more perplexing, not being aggressive in finding a suitable replacement. Allen Robinson snaked by the Rams, and you couldn't give up a bit for Robert Woods. Sadly for Packers fans, there will be a pretty good quarterback sitting there at the end of the first round of draft, so... Bears best, recognizing that it's time for a rebuild and offloading some of their big contracts. Just blow it up, Chicago. Blow it up. Worst, convincing Larry Ogunjobi Chicago is the right place for him. Only do not sign him after he failed his physical. According to team doctors, no matter how many times they asked Larry to turn his head and cough, he just kept raising his hand and sneezing. Physical failed. Vikings best, extending Kirk Cousins for $35 million. Worst, extending Kirk Cousins for $35 fucking million. Did you sign Zadarius Smith yet? If so, he will be fun to watch when you play the Packers. Best Zadarius Smith. Lions best, adding receiver DJ Chark and creating a 1-2 punch at the position with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Worst, bringing back TB12. Tim Boyle. Okay, that's not really that bad, Lions. You're doing all right. Better than the next team, Patriots. Best, bringing back Brian Hoyer, baby. 2 years, $4 million. Another contract with the Pats. I'm so happy that the Patriots think they can revert to their old ways of being cheap in free agency and somehow remain competitive without Tom Brady at quarterback. Seattle, take a long look. This is your future. Worst, trading Shaq Mason for a 5th to help Tom Brady in Tampa. Robert Kraft can't get any more happy endings, so he's trying to give them all to Tom, isn't he? You sick pervert. Jets, best? Finding a couple security blankets for Zach Wilson, or as he calls them, blankies, in tight end CJ Uzomah and Tyler Conklin. I think I'd give New York the best overall grade for the under-the-radar signings. Laken Tomlinson for the line, DJ Reed and Jordan Whitehead for their secondary might not slow down Josh Allen, but they will cause problems for Mac Jones and Tua. Like those additions. Worst, looks like a great offseason for you, New York, but I don't trust you, or Zach Wilson. Dolphins, best? You get a huge boost to the offensive line by signing the best available tackle in Terron Armstead. Oh shit, yes, I like this for the Dolphins. That was your worst positional group last year by far.
And you get a special thank you card from me for taking Tyreek Hill out of the division, trading 5 draft picks to get that terror away from the Broncos, and it is a huge, huge boost for your offense, Miami, officially making you the team I think finishes second in the AFC East. Still behind the Bills, but you're going to beat the shit out of the Patriots.
Worst, failing to extend Mike Gesicki. Gesicki got the tag and believes he should be paid like a wide receiver, and he probably has a point. He's not George Kittle, but Mike McDaniel will use him like George. Giants, best? Getting the ultimate insurance policy at quarterback in Tyrod Taylor, and beefing up the O-line with Mark Glowinski. Worst? You might want to think about trading Saquon Barkley while you can. Commanders, worst? Well, that's like trying to pick my favorite orgasm. They all hurt. But I'll say cutting Matt Ioannidis, who apparently you specifically told you were not cutting. Nothing reflects more poorly on an already poorly run organization than treating even more players who bled for you like shit. Best, trading for Carson Wentz, who can't possibly play any worse than he looked in his opening press conference with the team. Eagles, best, getting some much needed pass rush help with Hassan Reddick, and you went after Reddick early and hard, and I think it will help. Worst, losing an elite, and I mean elite quarterback in Joe Flacco. Buccaneers, best, dodging the QB carousel by allowing Tom Brady to spend enough time with his family that he realized working is way better than being a stay-at-home dad. Would have been a nice spot for Baker Mayfield though, honestly. Worst, losing guard Ali Marpet to retirement and Alex Kappa to the Bengals. I can only hope the interior of the Bucs offensive line is below average and Brady regrets returning to football. Saints, best, not getting Deshaun Watson. And also signing safety Marcus May to replace Marcus Williams. Are there any QBs in the draft named Drew? Try that. Worst, not getting Deshaun Watson and no longer being able to watch Kevin James movies without thinking of your former head coach. Panthers, best, not getting Deshaun Watson. Worst, not getting Deshaun Watson. There's a trend here, right? Worst, trading for Sam Darnold. Oh wait, that was last year. Still, your team is so boring. So fucking boring. I put on your games to put my 1.5-year-old to bed at night. You bore me, Carolina, more than any team in the league. Sorry, but you are. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports free agency episode. Check out another video here. It's on the screen right now. If you click that video, you could win $1,000. That's a lie. I just lied to your face. I am a liar. Never trust me.